Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a look using a palette that I never thought that I would purchase. I've wanted it for a while, but it is just such an expensive palette and I thought never in a million years am I going to purchase it. I'm never going to spend that kind of money on it. But on Cult Beauty recently, and you would have seen that I also repurchased the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette as well. They were having either 20 or 30% off on certain palettes, which made this palette a lot more affordable. I think it was £44, I believe. The palette that I'm going to be sharing with you today is the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I've heard a lot about this. I've also seen a lot about this as well. Like I say, it is originally £56, but with the percentage off at Cult Beauty, I think it was £44, which made it so much more affordable. I have purchased the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette for £43, so I thought for an extra £1 I would get this, plus there was no delivery, so this made it a lot more affordable for me. So that's the actual packaging. Now it looks purple. It's got Huda Beauty on the front with the Desert Dusk palette name. On the back it gives you a little bit of information about the palette and the ingredients as well. And then when you open it up, the front of the palette, I really love the design of this because when you move it in certain lights, the eyeshadow and the headpiece that she's wearing looks, well, it just comes to life, doesn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Love it. Now it is a card palette, but it feels very substantial. It feels very well made. And yeah, I really love it. Now, like I said, £56 is a lot of money to pay for a palette. I didn't pay that. I think I paid, it was about £44, something like that, with the percentage off. That made it much more affordable. I can live with £44. I'm not sure if I can live with £56, but yeah, like I say, that sale made it much more affordable for me. But I really love the packaging. On the back, again, a little bit of information about the palette as well. I'm not going to read it now because I want to get through the swatches and things like that. Basically the important information that I know that you really want to see. So on the inside, you actually get this covering the shade. So this is how you receive it. So it looks like that. You also get a large mirror as well. And I really have wanted to do this for a while. I really like that when people do that. That also feels very, it's not bendy and flimsy like some of the other pieces of plastic that you get, although it is quite sharp, but it stays in place because it's not bendy, it doesn't move. And then these are the eyeshadows that you're going to get. Now I really want the original palette, I think it's the rose gold, but they've now reformulated that one and that one wasn't on offer. So if it had have been, I probably would have got both. But because this one was the only Huda Beauty palette on offer, I picked this one up. Plus I really like the look of particularly these shadows. I mean, I just love the whole idea about the palette. It looks beautiful. I love the shades and I love that you're getting a mixture of formulas in here. You're getting mattes, you are getting shimmers, you're also getting a glitter. I think you can guess which one the glitter is. So I'm going to be sharing with you all of the swatches now and going through those, and then I'll recreate the eye look that I've got here. So starting off with this shade here, so we have got Desert Sand. So that's Desert Sand. It's quite a light cream shade, although I was impressed that it actually showed up on my skin tone. Then we have Musk, that one there, which is going to probably be a lot of people's transitional shade. We then have the third shade Eden there, which is a beautiful peachy matte tone, so they're all matte so far. Another matte shade is Amber, absolutely beautiful colour. We then have our first shimmer, which is Blood Moon. Blood Moon, that's our first shimmer. And then we have our last shade, which is matte, and that is Oud, O-U-D, Oud. Okay, so then we move on to our second row. So we have got Celestial, that's a shimmer shade. We have Nefertiti, again a shimmer shade. We have our first duochrome shade called Twilight there. We then have that beautiful pop of purple in the middle, and that's Amethyst. We then have another shimmer shade called Royal, that is beautiful. And then we have our second duochrome colour, and that is Retrograde, and that's that one there. Moving on to the last row, we have, and I love this, I swatched actually after I did the eye look, and I wish I had swatched first because I would have used that shade, and that is Cashmere, beautiful. We then have that duochrome, and it's not the Twilight and Retrograde shades, they seem to be duochromes, but they have like a glitter to them, or they're not flat. Whereas Angelic, which is this one here, it's a duochrome, but it's more like a shimmer, your standard shimmer shade. Whereas this one, which is Retrograde, they seem to be a little bit, have a different formula and be a little bit more glittery perhaps than Angelic. Then we've got that glitter shade called Cosmo. I was actually impressed with how that swatched, because it's not like, yes it is glitter, but it had some, it stuck together, whereas a lot of glitters that I've tried to swatch, they fall everywhere and they just turn into glitter. That did keep its form in the actual swatch that I did. We then have Turkish Delight, which is a shimmer shade. Saffron, which is a matte shade, and our last matte shade is called Blazing. So there's a lot of formulas in this palette, and I really like that. I like to have a lot of choice. So absolutely beautiful. Now we're going to do the actual eye look. I'm just going to clean my brush off a little bit. Now, of course, what I'm going to be using is my Primark eye contour brush, and I'm going in with the shade Musk, which is that one there. So I'm just going to dip my brush in. Now, I've seen a lot about this palette because, like I say, I've watched videos. If I generally am going to be sharing a palette with you, I don't look at other people's YouTube videos until after I've done the video. With this one, I wasn't expecting on picking up this palette at all, so I have seen a lot about it, and other people did mention the fallout. So basically I did know what I was getting. There is some fallout to this. I have actually used a lot of other palettes with more fallout, but this has a little bit, so it's not, I would say, you know, a lot. It's in the middle, I would say. So I'm just going to, and I've already primed my eye with the Revolution Pro Eye Elements in Core. So I'm just going to pop on the shade Musk, and as always, take that up quite high. So really there's only Musk or Eden. I mean, Blazing you could probably get away with, but Musk and Eden, I would say, so they are those two shades, Musk and Eden, I would say are the obvious transitional shades in this palette. So I like the fact that you've got two here, but I think this palette is all about those deeper tones, the shimmers and those duochrome glitter shades. Those, I mean, I'm saying that they're glitters, but they're a different formula to your flat regular duochrome shades. Okay, so I'm just building up that Musk shade to where I want it. So now I went in with Saffron. Did I go in with Saffron? Yeah, it was Saffron, which is a red tone, and it's on the last, there it is. So that's Saffron. So I went in with that one. It's quite red. And of course, as always, I just play around with the colours to start with. I always find that the first look that I create is not necessarily one that I may do again, but it's just, you know, messing about with the colours and seeing how they perform to start with. I mean, I'm finding that the shadows are fairly pigmented. I wouldn't say that they're over the top pigmented. They are quite pigmented. You don't need too much on the brush at all. But yeah, really, really like the formula so far. There's one hair that keeps getting tangled up in the brush. So far so good. Then I went in with the shade Oud, which is that one there. I really love this shade because it's very rich and it's a red toned brown. Now, I have been doing a number of warm eye looks, but that is generally what I like. Although I did do a cool look with the Revolution Maxine palette. I really love that. Love that look that I generally create with that. Okay, so I'm just deepening the outer V and the crease using that shade. It is so rich and pigmented. Out of the 3 shades that I've used so far, I must admit Oud is definitely the most pigmented. Now I'm just going in with a clean brush and getting a little bit more of that musk, and I'm just going to blend out that edge a little bit. I do tend to find this with more pigmented formulas that they need a little bit of blending out at the edges, but that has worked really, really well. Like I said, that shade Oud is very, very pigmented. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get that shade again and pop it underneath the eye, and then just blend that out a little bit. Love that. Then I'm getting that cleaner brush again, and I'm going into Eden, which is that shade there, that peach shade, and I'm just going to get a little bit of that and then run that on the edge of that deeper shade just to blend it out a little bit more. I'm going in with the first brush, just popping a little bit more of Oud underneath the eye. And again, a bit more Eden. Got an eyelash there. Okay, so that is the base down. Then I went in with, and it was, what one did I go in with? I know, Royal. And Royal is, let me just get the right shade. Yeah, it's that one there. So that's Royal. It's a beautiful duochrome. It's purple, well, it's brown with a purple reflect. Beautiful. And it is so beautiful, such a beautiful shade. I thought, is this going to be too heavy? But actually it goes on really, really smoothly. I love that. Okay, as if that wasn't enough, I then went in with Twilight, which is this one here, Twilight. Now I didn't think that it swatched terribly well on the arm, but it works beautifully on the eye. I've also seen a few videos where people use brushes and it tends to fall apart. But actually when I put my finger in and swirl it around, I'm being gentle because obviously I've seen the videos before, but I've had no fallout in the actual pan if I'm using my finger. So I'm just going to pop that Twilight shade again all over the top of Royal. So beautiful, and I really like how these catch the light. This is like a brown with a electric purpley blue reflect. Stunning, like that. Gorgeous. Okay, then what I wanted to do was just lighten up the inner corner, and I went in with the shade Nefertiti, which is this one here. And I'm just using my angled eye brush. So I'm just going to pop Nefertiti all around the inner corner and join it up to that Twilight shade. This has got little bits of glitter in it, and it just looks really stunning when the light catches it. Beautiful, absolutely love that. Okay, then I'm going to add my eyeliner, which of course, as always, is the Revolution HD Smoky liner. Love this. And I'm just going to apply my mascara, which is, as always, the Primark PS Amplif-eyed mascara in black. So that is my completed eye look. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that when I blink, and I know I blink a lot because I do have an eye condition. Oops, I've got some mascara that's dropped. That's good, that's come off. I really love it. I love the fact that every time I close my eyes, you've got that pop of purple. All in all, I would say that the eyeshadows, they applied very well. I really love the look of them. I do find them pigmented. There is a slight fallout in the pan, but actually I think it applied very, very well. Like I say, I probably wouldn't purchase it at £56, but because Cult Beauty had that percentage off, it made the palette much more affordable to me, or for me, and I was able to purchase it. I have wanted these palettes for a little while, and I have also tried out her mini palettes, which I wasn't too impressed with, but this larger one worked very, very well. I love the eye look that I've created. Beautiful. So I love the packaging. I love the packaging with the palette, just stunning. I also love the shades within the palette as well. I think the shade range is very, very good, and I can't wait actually to use it again to create some more eye looks. Really, really love that. I love the fact that you've got different formulas in here as well. I just love it. Would I say that the eyeshadows, you can find them in other palettes? Probably. I wouldn't say, because when this first came out about a year ago now, I think about 9 months to a year, I think this was probably one of the only palettes that you could get with a lot of these shades. I think now, because it's been copied a lot, I could probably create the look with other palettes, and if you want me to, I can certainly do see if I can find another palette with these shades that I've used and recreate another look. If you want me to, I can do that, because I know that £56 is, you know, expensive. for a palette, and there are a lot of much more affordable eyeshadows out there. So yeah, I think you can now recreate this look, or you know, a look using this palette, or these shadows you would probably find in other palettes, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I really love it though. I wanted to try it for a long while. If I can get the rose gold one at a, you know, less than £56, I would probably purchase it, because yeah, I've had a very good experience with the shadows today. I've really enjoyed using it. I hope you've enjoyed watching me trying it out, and of course the swatches. So I'd love your thoughts on the palette. I would also love it if you've just stumbled across my channel. I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. But until tomorrow, thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.